Welcome, fellow cultivators and distinguished guests, to the Donghua family. Starstruck the channel for discussing and reviewing novels for all you immortal seekers, or, well, just fans. Ancestral Master Juyin, the first national villain to make Han Li's sweat buckets. In the bitter sea of trials that is a record of a mortal's journey to immortality, there is one character whose reputation is so notorious. Just hearing his name makes you want to chant a karma-cleansing spell. Ancestral Master Juyin, C-U-C-A-M to Sue. His real name is Juyin, a name that already sounds dark and sinister. He's the island master of Juyin Island in the Scattered Star Sea, a faction whose strength is not too strong, but if you want to provoke them, they are absolutely not weak. Sounds exactly like someone claiming they're not too poor but not rich either, faced with tears of joy. He is the very first devil cultivator, mentioned by author Wang Yu with this title. Operating at the nascent soul early stage, though his cunning must be at the nascent soul peak level, Juyin is known for his extreme scheming and trickery. He's the first major villain who made our protagonist, Han Li, back when he was an earnest young man, sweat profusely and learn his first major life-saving lesson: run fast and hide deep. Today, let's join the Donghua family as we expose the life of this long-lived legend, Devil Master, the sins of betrayal, and the ultimate treasure ambition. Ancestral Master Juyin, surname Wu, given name Juyin, has a blood relation in his junior, Wu Cho, probably a grandnephew or something. Together, they established Juyin Island. As mentioned, the faction status in the Scattered Star Sea is just like Juyin's reputation among nascent soul cultivators. Not strong, but if you can avoid him, you really should. Juyin's history as a devil cultivator is quite ancient. He was once a disciple of Venerable Xiangu, but instead of showing filial piety, he chose filial enmity. He assassinated his master, sealed Venerable Xiangu on a desolate island, and then entered 100-year seclusion beneath the sea to cultivate a terrifying divine ability, the heavenly fiend corpse fire. The end, do that hoa. Truly, what is a master? A tool to be betrayed so you can become stronger. Rolling on the floor laughing. Juyin's grand ambition was focused on one treasure, the Void Heaven Cauldron, hailed as the #1 secret treasure of the Scattered Star Sea. He coveted everything inside, especially the priceless Mending Heaven pills. For him, achieving his goal meant that any means, from deception and manipulation to murder, was simply the rules of the martial world. The Devil Master's scheme, using juniors as bait. Juyin's first appearance, in an indirect manner, was when Han Li was still in the Foundation establishment stage. Han Li was happily hunting a spiritual ape when Wu Cho, Juyin's arrogant nephew, brazenly stole it. When challenged, Wu Cho was so arrogant it's almost comical. My family's demonic art is complete, and I'm about to emerge from the deep sea. Consider this spiritual ape a gift for the old ancestor. Upon hearing this, the faces of the 2 elder guards from the 6 Alliance Hall and the surrounding cultivators turned ashen. Han Li, still naive at the time, could only shrink back. Who exactly is this Ancestral Master Juyin? Why is his reputation so terrifying? Following this, the 2 elders betrayed their alliance. Cultivators go where the profit is, and joined Wu Cho in slaughtering the others. Fortunately, Han Li managed to send off one of the pursuing elders, and the name Ancestral Master Juyin was officially carved into his blacklist. 60 years later, Han Li successfully reached the core formation stage. He thought he was a soaring great eagle, but upon leaving seclusion, he immediately faced Juyin's great calamity. He joined the Profound Sound Sect's revenge effort to seize the Heavenly Lightning Bamboo, attacking the Shadow Kill sect. But the entire event was a masterful trap set by Juyin. He had Wu Cho provoke the Profound Sound sect and then framed the Shadow Kill sect. He wanted the 2 sides to fight so he could swoop in and take the treasure. His deeper motive for the Heavenly Lightning Bamboo was that, after 10,000 years, it could produce evil-repelling divine lightning, which could suppress a future hurdle in his cultivation path. The scheme was so intricate that even fiery Devil Patriarch became an unwitting accomplice. The climax was when Juyin used the body possession technique to secretly possess his nephew, Wu Cho. Poor Wu Cho, as a person, he was beaten and scolded, and as a host body, he was possessed by his uncle, without realizing it. When the skinny old man, Juyin, appeared, even the core formation late-stage master of the Shadow Kill sect, who was Juyin's former disciple who stole his map, turned pale with fear, despite having a higher cultivation level than the current Wu Cho body. Juyin could only exert 3/10 of his true divine power, but with the heavenly fiend corpse fire, a deadly strike against core formation cultivators, he proudly declared, "All of you have been surrounded by me." This display of power made everyone's eardrums ache, and all they wanted was to find a hole and hide. Faced with tears of joy, Han Li was no exception. After witnessing fiery devil patriarch's betrayal and Juyin's massacre, he, along with Chu Hun and the blood jade spider, desperately broke through the seal and fled for his life over 100 miles. Following this event, Han Li had to hide deep underground for over a month, using both a spiritual artifact for concealing aura and breath-concealing art just to sleep peacefully. This clearly shows the immense psychological shadow this nascent soul cultivator cast over young Han Li. The final doom. Karma comes full circle. Juyin's ultimate goal remained the Void Heaven Cauldron, especially after discovering that Han Li's blood jade spider was the key. Furthermore, just before the Void Heaven Hall opened, Han Li accidentally rescued Juyin's former master, Venerable Xiangu, the one Juyin had assassinated. Juyin was so enraged he roared on the empty island. When they finally met in the Void Heaven Hall, Juyin immediately forced Han Li to become his disciple, purely to exploit the spider for the cauldron. Han Li's feeling at the time was like being locked in a room with a giant, starving gorilla who just stands there, staring and cackling. Truly, a hilarious description of intense fear. Note: the humor here relies on the absurd contrast. Under the direct threat of death, refuse and I'll kill you, steal your bug and refine it into a corpse puppet, Han Li had no choice but to grind his teeth and accept Juyin as his nominal master. Venerable Xiangu, also present, immediately allied with Han Li to find a chance to eliminate his treacherous disciple. However, in the chaos of seizing the treasure, Han Li, with his heaven-defying luck, miraculously stole the Void Heaven Cauldron and successfully fled. Juyin was so furious that he was wrongly accused by others of orchestrating the theft through Han Li. 200 years later, when Juyin was serving as an elder for the rebellious Star Alliance, he encountered his good disciple, Han Li, again. The difference was Han Li was now at the nascent soul late stage. Juyin still aggressively attacked, but was instantly suppressed by Han Li, even being frozen into an ice statue. When Juyin released his divine sense to check Han Li's cultivation, his expression went from shock and confusion to disbelief, and then pure terror. Imagine a terrified and pale face emoji here. And here is the bitter end. Fiery devil patriarch, Manhuzi, whom Juyin had tormented for over 200 years for the Mending Heaven pills, asked Han Li for permission to personally swallow Juyin's nascent soul to restore his energy. The one who assassinated his own master now died miserably at the hands of his disciple, Han Li, and was devoured by his victim. This is truly karma coming full circle, a satisfying end for this old devil. Han Li finally used magical techniques to reduce Juyin's remaining body to ashes, permanently erasing the ambitious old cultivator from the mortal world. Alright, that's it for the video. The story of Han Li's first comedic master is over. If you found this video entertaining, be sure to subscribe so you don't miss any of our analyses on the difficult, cautious, and occasionally hilarious path of a record of a mortal's journey to immortality. See you next time. Waving hand.